It's TP3, and I'm standing here with Miss Tracy Reid, WNBA legend. WNBA legend, drafted in 1998. 1998 by the Charlotte State. Rookie of the Year. What else can I say? What else can I say? The accolades go on and on and on, but I'm going to let you tell people that don't know who you are.
Well, you did pretty good there. My name is Tracy Reid. I'm from Miami, Florida, born and raised. High school there. I went to college, University of North Carolina. So I am a Carolina girl.
I do know that.
So
that 4 years, yeah.
And then when I got drafted, I was able to get drafted by the Charlotte State. So stayed in Carolina. You know, when I was in college, I was two-time player of the year for the ACC, Kodak All-American, 2 times. And then when I went to the league, I was WNBA Rookie of the Year after my first year.
Continued the accolades.
Continued it going, right. So I played Charlotte, played Miami Soul, Phoenix Mercury, and I was, you know, in Spain for about 5 years, Israel for 2 years, but it's been a journey.
Question, because Miss Hampton also been in Israel, and you played with her there too, and then because she been over there too in Korea, things like that, right? Yeah, that's a fact. Miss Kim too, she was over there too.
So Rhonda, I did play with over in Israel.
Okay.
My first teammate when I made it to the WNBA. Rhonda.
Yeah, I know. 1998. I remember.
She took me under her wing. She was a sister right away. We've been best friends, good friends ever since.
Right.
And we also played. We had the luxury of playing together over in Israel as well. But she was kind of the mother to all the Americans over there. So
I didn't think Israel played basketball. They get it in like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a great player, and it actually is an easier place for Americans to adjust. Like when you're going to Spain and you don't speak the language, and you go to Italy and these places, it gets a little crazy.
So Israel speak our English?
Yeah, they speak English over there. I mean, they speak their
right, I'm about to say but they do know.
Pretty much all of them speak. It's very Americanized over there. It's very Americanized.
You ever run into somebody that know English but they try to act like they don't?
No, we really didn't encounter that. Plus, all the teams over there is in such close proximity that you're hanging out with all the American players over there. You really don't get that when you go to the other countries because everything is so far away. Like to see another American, you gotta get on a flight. It's not like that in Israel.
Is it better being overseas or in the WNBA?
I mean, the excitement of the WNBA, don't get me wrong, I'm not going with that. Nothing tops that. Like being able to play at home and represent that dream, you know. But overseas, it was great. They treat us like queens over there.
Because I was about to say, you get treated like royalty.
Oh, they treat you like royalty over there. They take care of you, the pay is better, so it does make you kind of go,
Yeah, because what's his name? Josh Christopher, that were Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah,
he went overseas. Remember the NBA lockout happened, and then we was like, "What happened?" He got that $20 million. I was like, "Man, forget the NBA." I was like, "What? What is he talking about?" But they do say the money be crazy
the
over there.
money's better. You know, they treat you great. And over there, you know, overseas is different because basketball is sort of the American sport. You're only allowed to have 2 Americans on your team, so you have very limited spots for Americans. So if you find a spot over there and you're comfortable,
keep it. I got a question. Growing up, playing basketball, doing all the things that you did, and having a father that was already almost celebrity-like and doing that, how did the transition from him being a musician to you going to school, college, and doing all that? Did it ever follow you? Did it ever, help you out? Did it ever hinder you?
Well, it lit a fire under me because my dad, he wasn't very involved in my life growing up. I knew of him. He was the same celebrity status like everyone else around me. It was like they knew who he was, and I knew the same thing they did. I knew he wrote songs for Betty Wright. One of her biggest hits today is Clean Up Woman.
Yeah.
Like
Clean Up Woman.
He was very well known, so people knew that.
I didn't know he wrote that though. That's dope.
Yeah. So I wasn't. I didn't grow up under him or him pushing me to play ball or to do this. So my dream and my motivation kind of
came different,
You know, I did grow up in church, kind of musical, but I wasn't very musical. Sports was my thing, and so when I started to take off and started to get my name running and in the papers and on the, he heard about it and he tried to kind of get involved. But at that point, I had my mind was already set. Like I'm doing this thing on my own, and that was kind of my life.
When you made the transition from the WNBA going overseas, was it a lonely feeling, or was it like, okay, well, because you know how they say everything ends when it's supposed to end. It ends in this time, unless you had a tragic injury or something like that that you couldn't come back from, and then that make it a little more difficult, the transition a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But hopefully that didn't happen to you. But when you went from the WNBA to overseas, how like I said, did it make you feel, you know, like wow, I lost that spotlight or?
Well, actually, what happened was most of us we were doing both. You have to remember the WNBA.
That's true.
Summer,
Yeah.
so it's not necessarily that didn't make it in the league or something happened.
Right.
And now I'm playing overseas.
Right.
You did both to make
Right.
you know
To make that move money.
Here,
Right.
and he was over there to make money,
That's
to make
dope.
a full
Yeah.
professional salary. You know, so basically that's what we did. However, my career did end due to injury because now you're putting so many miles on your body. Now you have to play year round basically,
True, yeah.
just to kind of to make the compensation that you think you deserve. So that's the downside because you know you don't get to rest like.
Did your career end before you wanted to end?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like I feel like I was on you know, we all battle with injuries.
Understood.
Especially once you start battling with those injuries, if you're playing in the WNBA, which is like 4 games a week or whatever, you never quite get to recover the way you want to. So it's usually injury, then another injury.
Right, then another injury. Because it never really, it heals, but it never really.
Right, they don't give you the, you know, if you're playing in India, you're playing 82 games, they'll tell you sit out 6 weeks for tendonitis. You can recover and you can't do that in the WNBA. As soon as the season starts, you fight for playoff spot. So they're trying to push you back on the court. So, but ultimately, my career did end. I ruptured my Achilles tendon when I was in Israel, actually. And then I came back home to rehab and come back and re-ruptured. I said, all right, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah.